Morning everyone, happy Friday. Whoa, would you believe a Friday? Where has that gone? Some people call it Fat Friday. And I don't call it Fat Friday, but I do have a coffee van that comes down the street and I like to treat myself to a nice sausage roll. All in moderation, guys, all in moderation. But anywho, so today, just want to cover a topic a client asked me the other day about, how do they manage emails for their own well-being. It's an interesting one because I've been through this as well, and I'm sure you have, but this is just how I sort of tackled it, and there's many different ways, but this is just how I sort of viewed it and how I could overcome it and sort of manage my emails and not allow the emails to manage me, because that's often the case. So and that leads to all sorts of kind of things like overwhelm and things like that. So one of the things that I started to adopt was just looking at how much time I spent on my emails in comparison to the work, the productivity, the things that I needed to do, not just in my work time but also in my personal life, because sometimes emails can start to invade that personal time that you have with your family and friends and yourself. So and also emails can be relentless. I think the sooner you email back someone, because you have that impulse to think, I've got to email them back, the sooner a response comes through, and often that response requires another response. So I think sometimes you just have to take that into consideration. And so one of the things that I adopted was looking at the times of the day I did my emails and how long I did them for. So my sort of way of dealing with this is, one of the first things I do is make sure that I don't look at my emails at the moment I wake up, because I often used to do that. I always had my emails on my personal phone, and I used to think I need to have a quick check to see what I've got for the rest of the day. Now I get up, I do all my morning rituals that I think is important to me, my wife Kirsty and obviously Chester. I spend that important time with them in the morning, making sure I'm set up for the day, and so are they. I'm ready for work then. First thing that I do when I get to work or get on my computer is I will check my emails, and I'll spend a good half an hour to 40 minutes, and sometimes that's probably not long enough. However, that's long enough for me to make sure that I've gone through my emails at a glance. I've responded to the ones that I think are the priority and need to be dealt with. I'll flag the ones that I think I need to probably review later on. But 30 to 40 minutes first thing is absolutely fine for me. And then I will get on with the work. I'll do my phone calls. And then the next time I'll actually have a look at emails again is at lunchtime. So again, I'll spend exactly the same amount of time, 30, 40 minutes. At a glance, I might pick up some flagged emails. I think actually that's now due. And don't get me wrong, I don't ignore emails. Sometimes I'll send an acknowledgement to someone and say, I've picked up your email, I've flagged it, and it's something I'll respond to within 24 hours, or it could be 2 or 3 days, or it might even be next week. I think what's important is that communication with that person, and being honest. I'm sure that they would respect you much more by saying, look, I can't do it this week, it's something I'm going to have to pick up next week, and that allows a little bit of honesty to yourself, a bit of compassion and empathy, because we just can't do it all. It's I want to say it's an impossible task, because that's what technology is. It can be an overwhelm, but it's about how you manage it. And then the next thing is sort of later on in your day. Now, some people might say evening. I tend to do it before I do clock off. So I think, right, I've got half an hour to go before I clock off. I'm just going to have another glance. I'm going to work through some emails, pick them up. And I think that's a good balance of dealing with emails. And the timings for me are right, to making sure that I've covered all bases, really. It's morning at first, lunchtime, because I've allowed a good few hours, and then again at the end of the shift. So actually in the morning I shouldn't have that much to cover, But I can, go for any flagged emails. That allows that time. Also allows that time in the middle to actually get on with some work, make some phone calls, be at meetings, and actually focus on people. Because one of the things I used to do is when people used to ring me or sit down with me, I was constantly looking at my emails, and you can't focus. And I'm sure that person wants 100% of your, not your time, but your focus. I would think that they would much prefer to have 5 minutes of your 100% time and sort of 30 minutes of you in the room and really not concentrating on what they've got to say. So that's just one way I manage my emails and don't allow my emails to manage me. And honestly, the benefits that brings to me, my well-being, my mental well-being, but also helps me manage my time and what else I can do with the day. It's so powerful when you think about it. So that's me, guys. That's my emails. I'll let you have a think about how you can do yours, but I'm sure that some people would disagree with me and think that emails is something that they need to keep on top of a lot longer than me. But I'll leave that thought with you. Guys, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next week. Cheers.